Four lads talking straight, from the yard to the gym to the gate. Yorkshire hearts, yeah. We say what we see. Crossroads boxing, where the fighters meet. Eric ERF in the van, gloves laced tight, graft on his hands, ready for the fight. DJ Spade on the pass, throwing jabs and hooks, building up plans with that fighter's look. Ricky hand off the tracks, footwork on point, back from the night shift in the ring heel joint. Dan Thomas with the keys, unlocking the ring, ready to twist, let the bell start to ring. Crossroads boxing, no time for fiction. Yorkshire grit in every direction, step in the ring, feel a connection, fights. Crossroads boxing, that's our section.
Evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of Crossroads Boxing, the podcast that you need to be watching and tuning in for everything boxing. Everything. Myself, CJSP8, my main man, Eric ERF. Ez, how are you, mate? Are you okay, pal?
Good, mate. Good. There's plenty been going on in boxing, but tonight we've got an interview. We've got an interview instead of a normal show. A guy who CJ's been wanting to get on. So go for it, CJ. We'll introduce him. Actually, before we introduce him, we'll do our housekeeping.
Shit, mate.
Our promo video, D-Rock Clothing.
Run it.
There we go.
And we're back. We're back in the building.
We are. Let's go then.
Do you want me to take it away? Yeah.
Take it away.
Right.
Take it away.
So, was that a little round of applause? I like that, mate. That was good. Leighton, today on the show, we have Leighton Campbell, the Hunslet Hitman. So, man of my own art from Leeds. He's going to be the next. Here he is. Leighton, how we doing, pal?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Thank you.
Mate, good.
So Leighton's trainer, Tristan Haynes, runs a fantastic gym in Leeds. You got some real quality in that gym at the minute, mate, and I think everyone's sort of on the same par and everyone's rising up together. It always looks good from the footage I see, buddy.
Yeah, no, 100%. We're all in sort of the same position now, obviously all digging in deep. Few newcomers, obviously we just take them straight on board. But yeah, it feels really good. Who we're training with, our coaches, Tristan and Miller. And then Ben now is training us as well. It feels amazing.
No, fantastic, mate. And for those who don't know, say Leighton Campbell. If you don't know, get to know. He's a four fight heavyweight, undefeated, 3 knockouts. He can bang them out. He can move. But another part, mate, before I let Ez jump in there, another part to the story, which I think is really, really important, is that, so are you roughly like 90 kg heavyweight at the minute?
Yeah.
But he's come down from 120 kg. So just for that itself, Ez, run that clap for that, mate. We got it.
There you go.
Yeah,
we got it.
That's a massive achievement in itself, mate. So fucking hats off for that, pal. That's brilliant.
Yeah, cheers. It wasn't easy, but I only started boxing for fitness and stuff, and now look at me.
Now look at you, the Hitman.
Yeah, well, you've already started. You've got. Oh, what's happened? He's gone dark.
Oh, he's there.
He's there. Obviously, thanks for coming on, and appreciate you coming on. CJ's been asking about getting you on, and we've finally got a slot for you. So, cheers for coming on, pal.
No, I appreciate you letting me come on.
Obviously, CJ said you've started boxing late. How old are you now?
I'm 26 now.
26.
26.
Okay.
So I only
When did you
I
start?
turned 27. Yeah, I started probably about a year. Well, over a year ago. Started at like the start of 2025. But then I didn't really stick it out. First couple of sessions, I'm like, oh, it's too hard. I'm gonna stop. But then it's probably been from about April, May time, properly week in, week out, week in, week out, and then I've just stuck with it.
What was you doing before boxing? What did you do? Because obviously starting at 25, I'm guessing you didn't really do much boxing before that. What did you do sport wise?
Yeah, no. So as a kid, I grew up playing rugby. I did a little bit of Thai boxing when I were a real kid, probably like 12, 13. Obviously, I didn't stick that out because my passion at that point were rugby. So I've just played rugby all of my life, really. My family's very rugby based. My cousins who also train at Haynes and Miller Boxing, they're also of rugby background, and they were the one who introduced me to boxing. And then I've just taken it from there. Probably had from a few years off of sports, and then joined boxing.
My next question was going to be what made you join, but I'm guessing your cousins getting you to the gym is probably that answer.
Yeah, just watching them compete on shows, and just see their confidence change, and just like the demeanor, how they just look like different people. Obviously, boxing's a well respected sport. Obviously, anybody can stand at a sideline and start shouting and stuff, but getting in a ring and actually fighting, a lot of respect to people that do that, whether you win or lose, draw. Obviously, big respect to them.
100%.
So yeah, just seeing how they changed, it sort of motivated me to want to do that, get a bit healthier, get in shape again. So yeah, that was sort of the kick up arse, really.
So when you said obviously that you started boxing and then you sort of didn't stick it out at first, what was so hard about it that put you off it at first to go back every week?
I think what it was, when you start, obviously you know you're not good, so it's like everything was just so difficult for me. It's just now I look back, like if I watch a video from me on the pads now to then, it's like I didn't know, I had no idea what I was doing. And it was sort of like not demoralizing, but it was sort of like I just need to stick it out, grind out. You're not going to be perfect straight away. Like I've always been, everything that I've done, I've always been okay at, or I've been good at. That really humbled me a little bit. And then because I know I wasn't fit and healthy, it's like I can't keep up with everybody else. But now I've obviously, now I'm flying.
Yeah, boxing's that sport where as soon as you dedicate yourself to it, you can get good without even thinking about it. Your progress just grows and grows, and next minute you're like, oh, a couple of months ago I wouldn't even be able to do this. Now I couldn't think of not being able to do it now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. CJ, have you got a couple of questions before I continue?
Yeah, so just a massive shout out to Tristan and Miller Boxing. Great club. I feel like they're very much like myself in the sense of you give everything to the lads. They always want the lads fit. You know, they want dedication, they want commitment. They're a proper gym. And I know they love and respect all their lads, but I know they're excited about you, Leighton. Obviously, you carry your power. We can see that with your record. But for you to tell our viewers what is exciting about you, what is it that makes you so special?
I'm just a normal lad from Hunslet, and I know obviously it's a gimmick, Hunslet Hitman, but that's all it is. I'm just a normal lad from Hunslet. Never expected to fight. I got into the gym just to get healthy. I'm 4-0, and now I'm dreaming and thinking of a lot bigger things than I ever would have done this time last year. Like it opens up so much more avenues. Your brain starts thinking what actually can happen. Like I know there's a lot of people on unlicensed show that do go far in boxing, whether they progress to pro boxing, whether they go to bare knuckle boxing. I'm like tunnel visioned at the minute now, and everything I want to do is boxing or related to boxing.
And this was another reason, Leighton, that we wanted to get you on, is because So we're not just about pro boxing. We've had amateurs on in the past, so people can look at the future and get excited for them. But people take unlicensed for granted, and I think the best way to look at it now, I think Ezel agrees, if you just look at Fabio Wardley and what he's done, the route he came down. Obviously he had his first breakout fight with Fraser Clark, who was an amateur superstar, Olympian, like top of the pedigree when it comes to amateur boxing. Fabio didn't have that route. He had your route. So having you come on, who is a talent, who you got a bit of excitement about you speak really well, mate. It's important to get all aspects of boxing in it, as like the unlicensed scene as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think in boxing, everyone's story is different. That's what makes it so good. Up north, obviously, he's from Leeds. Up here, the opportunity isn't as much as you're gonna get down south. Down south, everything's down south. As soon as you're good, someone sees you. They can link you with someone. But I with Fabio Wardley, with yourself, obviously unlicensed. I boxed on unlicensed shows before. It's there's no different. The only difference is the hype behind you. People get to find about you later, but you get to graft and do your homework, do your work under the spotlight. Not in the spotlight, but you get to do your work behind closed doors. People might not rate you now, but then when you break onto the scene, like Fabio Wardley has done, people are surprised, like, oh, how comes he's come from this? Thinking that you need to have an Olympic pedigree, you need to have this massive amateur background to make it in boxing. I don't think you do. And people like Wardley, like yourself, in the future will prove that.
Yeah.
So, mate, for like our younger viewers, what else we do is we talk about we have two other podcast lads that do it with us when they're not working and that. Ricky always likes to ask, what do you do when you're not boxing? So obviously you said you used to play rugby and that. Do you still involve yourself in a bit of other sport, or what do you do in your spare time, mate?
Yeah, so obviously I support Leeds United.
Get up there, my boy!
We're staying up. I kind of took a step back from rugby. Obviously, I were an okay rugby player, and at 16 I was playing first team rugby at Hunslet Warriors. Again, with my cousin Lewis. We moved up, started playing open age rugby at a young age. And I'll be honest, I think just because I played it for so long, the sort of passion for it started dying off, and then it moved more to football. All my friends want more football than rugby. So now it's basically, in my spare time, if I can get to a game, I'm off to a game, but watching football or watching boxing videos on YouTube, really, just trying to master my craft, really.
Top on, mate. Top on. Another question, again, this one's for Ricky. When you've had your fight, mate, so when you've had 4 so far, what's your cheat meal? What's your go-to fucking when you get out of that ring?
A big fat Chinese.
Get in!
Oh. It's needed. Obviously, my previous fights, they've all been at 90 kg, but obviously I put a little bit of weight on in between, so I'm now at 95, and then I'll be fighting at 90. But the last few times I were a bit silly and got to about 100 kg and then have to drop 10. But yeah, it's just straight Chinese, big fat Chinese.
As you got one
to be done.
Our lass is having a Chinese tonight as well.
Oh.
Our lass is literally just having a Chinese now. So this year, how many fights have you had this year so far?
This is my first one this year. I've had a bit of a break from the last one.
Right. How many times are you wanting to be out this year?
As many as possible, really. As long as my body and my head's okay, then absolutely I'll fight whenever I can, really. I just enjoy doing it.
That's a Leeds lad, that is. I'll fight anybody, anytime, as long as I'm not fucking drooling.
Obviously, there's some people that fight in week in, week out, and obviously it's really not good for you. Obviously, a couple of weeks grace period. As long as you're okay, you're feeling okay in your head, especially. My body's right, then absolutely, I'd love to fight.
Was it your last fight, Leighton, that you won a belt? I've seen you with a boxing belt.
Yeah, my last fight. Andy Goy, he called me out on Facebook. Tristan put a few videos up on Facebook online, and I used to get quite a lot of hate. Obviously, I'm a bigger guy, so it's going to come, and all keyboard warriors online. And then some guy commented on it, Andy Goy. Didn't hear of him. Obviously, I'm still fairly new to boxing, but obviously he's a veteran in unlicensed boxing. He's done a bit of pro boxing, fights week in, week out. He just said, look, let's have a fight, 90 kg. Let's make it interesting for a title. Obviously, Tristan were keen for it, and we made it happen.
Quality that, mate. Quality silencing someone like that is quality, mate. Well done.
Yeah, it made me feel really good. Obviously,
it
a
is.
lot of these people commenting, giving me a lot of stick, which bound to happen. It never really affects me because, do you know what I mean? It's going to happen. There's always somebody online that can do it better, or there's somebody online who looks better than me.
Yeah.
So he called me out, and
It's always
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Go on,
That's all it took.
Yeah, 10 seconds, and referee called it.
Did you flatten him in 10 seconds?
No,
Yeah.
that's crazy. This is a problem with people talking. People, I see it online because I'm constantly on everything boxing. I'm on it, like Twitter, Facebook, and you see some comments, and I just think to myself, I start replying to them and just think it's not even worth it because I'm not even going to get an actual decent answer back. I'm just going to get a troll.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. It's really frustrating seeing some people talk about boxing.
Yeah.
How many
100%,
unlicensed
I don't
fights are
rise
you?
to it.
Yeah, I think that's best. I think that's the best thing to do. Well, let them call you out and flatten them in 10 seconds. I think that's better.
Sounds good to me.
How many unlicensed fights are you wanting before you go pro or anything like that? Are you thinking about pro?
I've never really thought about it. I've only really thought about it somewhat this year. Obviously, people have asked me, like, what are your plans for it? Absolutely never would have dreamed to even have one fight. But the fact that people are asking me, like, do I want to go to amateur boxing? Do I want to go pro? Like, what are my roots with it? Right now, I'm just enjoying where I am. Obviously, I've thought about what are my next steps. What do I do? How do I become a pro boxer? Things like that. But I'm just enjoying myself at the moment. I think I just still need to master my craft. I've obviously started really late, so it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. So as long as I can get as much experience in and as much training and knowledge behind me, I think I'll be okay. And then just see where it takes me.
You've got a good team behind you, mate. You've clearly got a good head on your shoulders as well. So try not to worry too much about starting late or thinking about where you're going to be. The lad that I'm focusing on and putting my time into at the minute is 26 as well and just coming into it. So it doesn't matter, mate. If the tools are there, the skills are there, mate, you'll be absolutely fine. And we'll put the comments up after and go through them with you. But everyone's saying that you train your bollocks off, mate. So that's half the battle right there.
Yeah,
I think the rules
I
at the
too
minute,
deep into it.
Yeah, into how you are.
Yeah, I think so. I critique myself every time. You probably ask Tristan and he'll say at least probably 10 minutes out of training session I'll have my head down because I'm like, fuck, I've just messed up at sparring. I wanted to work on that and I've messed it up. But it's all a learning curve. Obviously, every day you get better. But like even like the age thing, I look at it. Unfortunately, Leeds last lost. Ishmael Davis, the guy that he fought, I can't remember his name, but he's 37-year-old. So that gives me a little bit of a boost and a little bit of motivation. Yeah. And like his journey, obviously he has an amazing journey in what's happened in his life to where he is now. See, like stuff like that gives me that boost to go, do you know what? It's not too late. Like, why would I want to sacrifice anything else? I'm gonna stick it. I'm gonna go for it.
Good man.
Nah, there's plenty of boxers who start late.
Yeah.
So in boxing itself, obviously you touched on Bilal, and who were your favourite fighters right now to watch, or you've just liked or followed?
Well, my stepdad's a massive boxing fan, so regardless of who it is, he'll be watching it. But I grew up watching Mike Tyson videos with him. He bought this expensive DVD set and it had every single one of Mike Tyson's fights on it. So I've watched them endlessly with him. Obviously, recently, absolutely love Wardley. Absolutely love him. But like my favourite one is controversial, but it's AJ. Obviously, a lot of people at AJ Fury, but I like AJ.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've always been an AJ fan. If Dan, one of our other co-hosts, he's a massive Fury fan, so it might be a good thing he's not here. But he's an absolutely massive Fury fan, and I'm an AJ fan. So you can imagine our group chat.
100%.
Whenever it's all to do with AJ and Fury, just. The low. Do you look at any of the lower weights? Any obviously AJ being a heavyweight. Do you look at any of the lower weights and what's going on in boxing, and what fights would you like to see?
Yeah. There's one guy that I do like watching. It's Emiliano Vargas. Obviously, fights. I think he's Mexican, but he fights out of Vegas. I like him. I think there's something exciting about him. Obviously, you're going to get your big popular names, but in terms of people that are coming up and through, I really like him. He's a family built on boxers, and I think he's the youngest out of the brothers, but he looks like he's gonna outshine all of them. He looks very, very good.
He is very good.
Watching his training videos and stuff online.
Yeah, he's funny, Amelia. I think him and Ryan Garcia faced off. I don't think he likes Ryan Garcia. Last time, but Emiliano Vargas is very good. He is the best of the brothers, I believe. I think his brother fought Dean the Great. I think Armando or somebody fought Dean the Great this year or last year, something like that. But I like my lower weights. To be fair, I like all the boxing to be honest, but the 140, 147 135 divisions is probably my favorite to watch. Just on skill set, I think those guys skillfully are just really, really good.
Yeah.
What do you make of Wardley versus Dubois? Who have you got winning that?
Wardley. I've actually got tickets to go, so I'm off with my uncle to go watch that. So I'm excited for that.
Top man.
Nice.
I think Wardley does it. Not taking away from Dubois. I think obviously he's a good boxer to get to where he is now, but it's just the story of Wardley. Like, come on, I hope he gets the job done.
Yeah.
I'm
excited
like for that.
But I do think Dubois beats him though. Wardley likes to fight, and Dubois can punch as well. And Dubois for me struggled. He struggled with the likes of Usyk because Usyk is a brain. Like anyone, he will have you thinking all night, and he's shown that with all his opponents. Once he has you thinking, you've got no chance of beating him. And Dubois twice came 100%. Up short, but when Dubois is in a fight, he seems to be able to get it done. I know the Joe Joyce thing happened, but when you've got a broken orbital bone, there's not too much you can do about that. But outside of that, what he did to Hrgovic, to Miller, to AJ, I can't take that away from him. When he's in a fight with someone who's in there to fight him, he's okay. He does really well. So I do think he beats Wardley, but trust me, if Wardley wins, I'll be over the moon because I'm a massive Wardley fan. I'm not even that much of a Dubois fan, especially after beating AJ. I was gutted. So
I think that might be why I'm kicking myself to Wardley a little bit as well.
Yeah, I have to try and not be biased though. I have to try and I have to be impartial when it comes to that. I say my opinion, but I do when it comes to picking fights, I like to pick with my actual head instead of my heart. Because if I'm picking my heart, Daniel ain't winning a fight again.
Eric, should we run through comments relating? Because should we run through comments relating? I think most of them are your mates, pal, that are tuning in.
Yeah.
Lewis McMillan says yes, Harvey.
Where's Harvey?
Lobster. What does Harvey mean?
Because I'm confused. I've seen it.
And Harvey's my other cousin.
Ah, right.
Okay.
So Harvey's one of the new lads. Been doing it for a couple of weeks now, and he's progressing. He's 6'6", and he's got a mean jab on him. He just needs to work on his fundamentals, which is what he's doing. And obviously, every session gets better and better. So That's Harvey and Lewis.
Oh, brilliant.
Libster up the Yorkshire boxing lads.
building.
Tristan Haynes, that's the main man. That's his coach. So come on, lad. Nice one, Tristan, for tuning in, mate. Kyron New, go on the boy.
Yeah, man.
Haynes Boxing Promotions. He grafts us the lad, but his beard's still shit.
It's coming on a little bit. It's coming on.
Lewis McMillan is lying. Was a terrible rugby player. And again,
I don't like it no more.
I was no better like, but still. Haynes Boxing Promotions again. Fight any man will hold Andy Ruiz Jr.
Hey.
Eddie McNally. Yes, Leighton.
That's last one.
Is that we caught up?
So that's we've caught up, yeah. So when is your next fight, Leighton?
29th of May. Fighting on the WF Promotions at Barnsley Metrodome.
Oh, nice.
Barnsley Metrodome, 29th of May.
Yeah,
all right. If you send
Nogger's title.
So
okay, if you send us the flyer or poster for that fight, we'll post it on our social media as well.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll get that sent over to you after.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. Have you got any more questions, CJ? Anything else for Leighton?
There is one, mate. A little bit off topic. Did you think we'll beat Chelsea at weekend?
I hope so.
Oh God,
Absolutely,
we're not talking about you lot.
We've got every reason we should beat them. Yeah, we've just scraped a draw. Chelsea have just sacked the manager in the league. They've not managed to beat us. We beat them and then a draw. Realistically, they're going to throw everything at the cup out because they're not going to do anything in the league. But I think the form that they've been on, is a manager going to come in and change that just for the weekend? Don't believe so. And I kind of hope Southampton do a job on City because obviously that's just a difficult game. And then obviously sweet revenge against Southampton, I hope, in the final, if that happens.
You'll have to mind Eric's face, mate.
City ain't losing.
He's a Man United fan, so...
Oh, I don't know about that.
I know. I've had to hold it. I've had to hold it for the last few weeks. To be fair, I did hold my hands up and say you lot deserve to win the game. You absolutely outplayed us. It was as if you lot knew what the game meant and we didn't. But yeah, you lot definitely deserve the win in that. And I hate Leeds, so that pains me to say.
Well, everyone hates Leeds, so we love it.
But you know what? I just hope Tottenham goes down. So I do hope you stay up. I just want Tottenham to go down because I think it'll be hilarious. If Tottenham goes down, it'll be so funny.
Tottenham goes down and Arsenal. Leeds stay up.
I tell you what.
Perfect.
Arsenal not winning the league is literally it's damn near close to winning the league right now for us. It's as close as we're going to get for a while. So I'm going to take it because I can't see City losing another game this season now. I honestly can't see City losing a game this season. They look dangerous. I think that's it from us, Leighton. Cheers for coming on, pal. It's been a good interview.
No, thank you. I appreciate you getting me on and letting Tristan. I don't know how often he's been pestering you, but I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
I've had to block his number, mate. He's been ringing every day to get you on.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on, mate. Good luck in your next fight as well. And yeah, send that poster over. We'll post it for you.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Nice one, mate. Cheers, pal. Thank you, mate.
Cheers,
there you go. You're getting a round of applause on the way out. Cheers, pal. See you later.
Cheers.
Yeah, that was Tristan Leighton Campbell. I'm thinking I'm hearing Tristan Leighton Campbell, unlicensed fighter, 4-0. Is it? CJ
4-0, 3 knockouts. Yeah.
Back out on the 29th of May at Barnsley Metrodome. Right, Siege, what have we got tonight? there's not too much boxing. We've got. Do you want to touch on before we get out of it? Do you want to touch on Okoli? Testing positive for this weekend's fight.
So
what do you
so
make
what's
of that?
actually happening? Do we know? Is it just off? Is it stoned off, or what we're saying?
The fight's off. The fight's off.
Yeah.
They called the fight off. Okoli's I think he's failed for GB. I can't remember. I'm not even gonna try and remember off the top of my head. But he's failed for some testosterone or whatever it may be. He's cited saying that he's had an injury to his bicep. He also had an injury to his elbow in camp, which he had to go to the doctor for or whatever. And I'm guessing that's what he's citing to the reason he's failed his drugs test. For me, I don't give passes to professional fighters who are on the top end of the sport. You have been a world champion. You've been you know the ropes. You've been promoted by Eddie Hearn. You've been promoted by Frank Warren. You've been on the biggest of shows there's been. Your training camp and your training team should be tight as tight can be. Everything should be checked off, making sure there isn't anything in it. What I will say is what I've seen about the drug he's failed for, it doesn't really do him much benefit. I'll be honest with you. The size of Lawrence Okoli doesn't do him much benefit. But that being said, there's a few questions about it I've got. Was this the first time he's been tested in camp? Did he pass any other tests in camp? Or is this the first time he's tested? If it's the first time he's tested in camp, they've tested him, and he's citing he's been to the doctors, they've given him something. He needs to prove paperwork. The only way I can hold my hands up and say, you know what, it was a mistake, is if he's got prescriptions from the doctors for that certain medication or whatever it is that has that substance in it, then I can see it as a pass. If he doesn't have those, it has to be another fighter that goes down that will probably, because of his name, get a year, 6 months suspended, or 6 months suspension, and that will be it, because boxing at the moment doesn't take drug testing seriously. I'm even surprised they cancelled the fight, because we saw what happened with Matthias and Dalton. But yeah, what do you make of it?
Well, that's what I was going to pick up on. It's not often that we hear about the doping pulling up before the fight, is it? We're usually hearing about it afterwards, even though they found out before. So I suppose it's maybe a first. Well, not a first for that, but it's rare it happens, like the Matthias one. It's very disappointing. I mean, it's always disappointing, no matter who it is, because I mean, fucking hell, if there's ever sports to not cheat in, combat sports, 100%, someone's life's on the line, isn't it? You're not running track, you're not swimming lengths, you're not cycling. This is actually life or death, and the size of Okoli and the power he has anyway. Like you say, it's only like if you get caught with red diesel in your tank. They try convict you as if you've had red diesel the entire time, don't they? Do you know what I mean? Yep. It's exactly the same thing, because who knows then? I mean, he's had a gifted route anyway, hasn't he? I mean, fucking hell, his last fight against that Tete, it was a joke, you know. So he's thrown it all away, mate. Because I do think he'd have made light work of Yoka. I think it'd have been an awful fight to watch, because Okoli's not the best to watch anyways. He's scruffy and scrappy. But I do think he'd have come through it, and then he'd have been in line for a title. So he's fucked himself with it. Are we going to have to go through all this Conor Ben saga again with the fucking results and proving it and all, you know, bullshit stories? I hope not, because I don't have time for it, and I don't think British boxing has time for it, to be honest. It's quite fitting that it's happened with Yoka, because obviously Yoka got done for doping anyway, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he did.
So,
But yeah, again, he's got the doping. He's back fighting. Like I said, if he's citing that he's had issues with his elbow, he's been given something by the doctors, that's one thing. But for me, strict liability is a must. And whether it's contamination or anything like that, contamination tells me that a product was a substance was in a product that wasn't listed. That I can understand. But strict liability, it's still, you are a professional boxer on the highest of levels. You have a team. You can get and hire a person. Any supplement I take, any medication I take, I need to make sure. You need to make sure for me that doesn't have anything on the ban list. It's that simple. It's that cut and dry. It's that simple. If doctors are giving you medication for your elbow injury or whatever to recover, that medication needs to be checked. You can go on. I could go on the internet right now and go onto the website and put in whatever substance it is to check if it's on the ban list. There's too many excuses of, oh, I didn't know I took this, or this was contact. Like, you have a team to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. And strict liability for me in boxing, especially in combat sport, it should be a thing. And if you fail a drug test, it is on you. You didn't do your due diligence before you took any supplement or whatever you was taking. Moving on, just moving past that, onto segue onto William Crowler's last opponent, Byron. Is it Byron?
I think it was Byron.
He's had to he's retired due to a bleed on the brain from that fight. Now, this is another thing of, this can happen to a fighter when he was fighting somebody who was clean. This is the hazards of boxing, where you can get in there and that could be your last fight just because of how dangerous the sport is. So imagine you're in there with somebody who's on PEDs, with extra strength, extra speed. It is very dangerous. But moving back onto Byron, he's had to retire due to a brain bleed. I've seen it posted, and I've seen a few comments from people saying the referees, it's the referee's fault. The fight should have been stopped anyway because Crawler should have been stopped. What do you make of them comments before I give my opinion on them?
I mean, referees get a lot of stick, don't they? Mm-hmm. You know, there are certain names that always pop up. We know the names like Howard and everything else. The thing is, there are some bad decisions, but it is also split decisions you've got to make. You know, I've done part of my amateur boxing license, but referee, so I understand it more. I get to see it firsthand now in pro corners, watching what the referee's saying. It's a hard game, man. It's a hard game. They deserve a lot more credit than they get. I've got to say that. Crawler could have been stopped easily. Mm-hmm. So then obviously he's gone on to do that. But then how many times have we seen that, a game of two halves? Do you know what I mean?
I'm glad that was your opinion on it, because I'm of the same opinion. The referee, you can say Crawler should have been stopped, so then that wouldn't have happened. There's a few things in that. One, you don't know when the bleed began. That could have happened in the first round from the first punch. You do not know. Two, if you're saying the referee's at fault because he didn't stop Crawler, no. The referee was the closest man to Crawler in the ring. I believed there was 2, 3, maybe 4 occasions the referee could have stopped that fight. Easy. Yeah. And he would have had every right. But the referee, Crawler needed, what I say with fighters is, you need to allow the referee to allow you some time. You need to give the referee a reason to allow you more time. And Crawler did that. The referee asked him if he was okay. He said yes. He got back up and he kept fighting. Because every time Crawler got up, he was then hurting Byron as well. They was both hurting each other in that fight. And the referee's focus in that fight at that time was Crawler's condition. So he was looking at Crawler and seeing, is Crawler okay to fight? Is Crawler in a good condition to fight? Which he deemed he was. And in turn, he was right, because Crawler ended up going and getting the knockout. So the referee, for me, didn't do anything wrong. Had the referee not stopped the fight, and it was Crawler who came out with having to retire because of this injury, then I believe people's questions on the referee would be, you'd have a solid answer, question there, because you'd be like, there was 3 or 4 times I've seen it in there. You should have stopped it. You had the chance to stop it. He didn't. But to say it was the referee's decisions allowing that fight to go on, that's why Byron got hurt. Unfortunately, things like this is a hazard of boxing. Getting hurt in that ring. Every fighter goes into that ring knowing there is a chance I could get hurt. The
best way. Sorry, mate. Go on.
No, go on.
The best thing I can think of off the top of my head, and I always remember this from being younger, and my dad showing me this clip, and I think I've always, when I turned into coaching, I think I've always had a passion for refereeing. I do think down the line, once I've finished with me coaching, I will go into refereeing professionally if I can. I do think that's something I'd always like to do. Is that my dad showed me a clip of, there used to be a Leeds referee called Mickey Van, and Graham Earl was boxing Michael Katsidis. Do you remember Michael Katsidis? Aussie, his back were covered in tattoos. Katsidis were leathering Graham Earl. And Graham Earl's corner threw the towel in, and Mickey Van picked it up and fucked it off back out the ring.
Yeah, through the ring. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I think
in the same round, Earl dropped Katsidis then after that. So it's not always, but it's the same as any sport. It's his decision at the time, their decision at the time. They can only do what's in front of them. So yeah, it's like we both said. That fight was swings and roundabouts. There were definitely times that I could have said I'd have probably fucking stopped Crawler, because at times he looked hurt. But then he's come back every time with fire and hurt. I beg you, I forget his name, mate. Byron. So, it's, what can we say? Like you've just said, if it was Crawler that was injured now, the world would be different, wouldn't it? So
there would be. If I said this as well. I said, if it was Crawler who was injured, the questions would be valid, in my opinion, because I do think Crawler should have been stopped and saved by the referee. But you're looking at that fight. The referee is looking at Crawler's condition. He is the closest man to Crawler other than Byron. So he's looking at the judgment and saying, I'm looking at this kid, and he's been dropped, but I think he's okay. He's fighting back. He's showing me something. He's showing me his fight. And he was. When Crawler landed, he hurt Byron. Near enough, every single time he landed, he hurt Byron. The thing is, Crawler kept leaving his chin in the air after he threw a shot and getting tagged with a shot. So both of them was in a war. And we can't do this with boxing when a fight is like this, where both fighters are dropping each other or hurting each other. Instantly, we want to jump in and say, no, that's enough. When the guys want to fight, let them fight, because there's too many times we've seen. I'm a massive critic when it comes to early stoppages. We don't want to see early stoppages. There's been so many early stoppages that were like, oh, come on, you could have let it go. You could have let it go. So when the referees do let it go, we do have to give them a little bit of leeway, because as much as we are demanding, you've got, the referees are human beings. They listen to what we say. They hear what we say. So they will move accordingly sometimes, because you've got to realize as well, Crawler is the home fighter. The referee will always give him every chance to stay in that fight. He will always give him every chance to stay in that fight. And Crawler gave himself a chance to stay in that fight by landing the shots he did.
That's it. Firing back. Ez, do you want to move on to AJ?
Yeah, let's go. Go on.
So off that proper boxing podcast, he's saying that Eddie's basically trying for the Wilder fight as AJ's warm up, but Fury side or Fury camp aren't having that. They're not wanting that. They're not wanting a warm up fight. They don't think it's necessary. Basically, like if you don't take this fight on their terms, basically it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, but this has always been the same thing. This is why the face off is pointless. This is why the out of the ring is pointless. Fury has had his warm up. But it's that plain and simple. Fury had his warm up against Makhmudov. AJ, for me, I don't care. Put AJ in there with Fury next for me. But we all know he needs a tune up before he gets in the ring with Fury. He's been in a car accident. He's been in an accident where 2 out of the 4 people in that car lost their lives. Him and the driver, he came out with injuries. He's also psychologically, where you're looking at, he's still dealing with what's gone off. He's still dealing with the aftermath. This only happened in January. We are 3 months down the line. So for Fury to demand, and also for Fury to say, oh, I don't want you to fight Wilder. There's a reason he doesn't want him to fight Wilder. It's not because he's scared AJ's going to lose to Wilder. It's because he knows exactly what's going to happen, and those wins. Those wins over Fury will, like AJ has done with every opponent what him and Fury have faced. AJ's beaten better. We saw what happened in the Francis and Ngannou fights. Well, what's Brian said? Brian Costa said AJ going to be a massive mental thing. It is going to be a mental thing, and I think him getting out there, getting in the space of fighting up against a tune-up, let's say, who isn't Fury, it might be something he needs to do. For me, as a boxing fan, as an AJ fan, I always believed AJ could beat Fury. And still, it hasn't changed. Styles makes fights for me. I think over the years, how Fury has moved, how Fury has acted, tells me there's a reason why he hasn't won to fight AJ. Other people disagree and say it's AJ that hasn't wanted to fight Fury, but there's a Fury's got a documentary on Netflix where all his team is pleading to him not to cancel the AJ fight. He's saying, no, there's a deadline. I'm cancelling it. That doesn't, like, just that. That's all I need to show people to see what kind of person he is. Fury wants everything to be on his terms. I think he thinks he's catching AJ a good time with everything that's gone on with AJ. And I believe that's the only reason why he's shouting out for this fight, because before that accident, Fury wasn't. When AJ beat Jake Paul and AJ said he wanted Fury, Fury said he wasn't interested. He was retired. Fury said he was retired. I'm retired. I'm not fighting. So now he's decided to come out of retirement yet again for the 15th time in 4 years. He wants everything on his terms, and he wants to fight now because he doesn't think AJ is ready now.
Yeah,
and that's my opinion on it. People will disagree with that, and they're more than welcome to disagree with that. But I just think if you look at the situations, anytime Fury has decided he wanted to fight AJ, it's had to be on his terms. And the moment something isn't how he wants it, he says he's out. But who would you like to see AJ fight anyway?
Well, I was just going to say, would you be excited if the Wilder fight got made, though? Because I would. It's what I.
Yeah, 100%.
It's another just like Fury. It needs to happen.
I say this, it doesn't matter who AJ fights. It will be a spectacle. People will want to watch. People slate AJ. Oh, we're not bothered. As soon as he fights and announces a fight, a Wilder fight, the Wilder fight for me is like people's reactions to Chris Eubank versus Conor Ben 1. When that was first announced, everyone was like, "Oh, we're not interested. We're not interested." What? As the fight got closer and closer and closer, you saw people excited, and that's exactly what is going to happen. What's going to happen at first, if that fight gets announced, at first people then go, "Oh, it's too late. Wilder's washed, AJ's washed, blah 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 blah." It'll get closer to fight night where everyone's realizing actually this fight is going to happen. And then everyone's going to tune in. It's going to be a spectacle. Someone's going to get knocked out. And everyone's going to leave that fight be happy, in my opinion. But I don't know. I don't know who he's going to fight. I think he knocks out Wilder. I don't really see... If you're having a tune-up, for me, he needs to fight somebody as tall as Fury. He needs to fight somebody that gives him something that Fury has. He's not going to get, unless he's fighting Yui Fury, he's not going to get a carbon copy of how Fury fights. So he needs somebody with at least one attribute that what Fury does. Either a tall guy, a rangy guy with a good jab that can stick on the back foot. He needs some sort of opponent like that. Beating Wilder doesn't get you ready for a Fury fight, in my opinion. Beating Wilder is just beating Wilder. It doesn't get you ready for a Fury fight. For me, if you're going to have a tune-up, I would rather him have a tune-up that he could work on something that Fury does well up against this opponent.
Yeah, that's it. He'd need to work on someone who can move. That's the difference. Yep. Obviously, with Wilder, it's just going to be how Wilder is, you know what I mean? You'll have to watch the power. It's obviously not there like it was, as we saw with Chisora, but, you know, he's still got a bit of something about him. He impressed me a bit more in his last performance, Wilder, compared to that fight against, was it Herden? I said Hardon.
Yeah.
You know?
Herden, yeah. Herden,
So there's still something there. He's obviously changed up training and whatever, but I think he's very easy work for AJ. I think it'd have gone this way regardless. Don't get me wrong. Years ago, there would have been the worry of getting caught, as it was anybody with Wilder, although he's never done any damage to anyone really in the top 10. So, yeah,
the problem,
I think... Go on.
The thing is with Wilder is he up until Fury, he didn't have anybody that was willing to hit him the fuck back.
No,
that was the thing. People was boxing him, trying to stay away from the power, which is what Fury did in the first fight. But when he got up in that last round and put it on Wilder, he realized then, this guy doesn't like getting hit. Like everybody else is outpointing him, not trying to hit him too hard, just getting the shot, getting out, trying to outpoint him. Then he unloads. They give him time to cork that right hand and line it up, and that's what they did for 40 odd fights. And then he finally got a man that thought, you know what, let me put it on him. And I always said for years, Wilder cannot fight going backwards. If you're punching, if you're throwing straight shots, he cannot throw. If you're throwing your jab, he cannot throw because he refuses to use his jab. It's like he doesn't know how to use his jab. And the right hand, if he's on his back foot, the right hand will only come as soon as his back hits the rope. His right hand doesn't come any other time. He waits, he goes back in straight lines, his back hits the ropes, and he throws the right hand. That is rinse and repeat.
He took shots better in this fight. I did think Chisora might cause him a lot more problems than he did. He seemed to take a few on the chin, which impressed me. You know, Chisora's been on a bit of a steamboat run, hasn't he? You know, swinging alpha lever. So that impressed me. But yeah, other than that, I mean, as much as I've enjoyed his career, Wilder, he is the next big name that's easy pickings for an up-and-coming fighter. Does that make sense? So
100%.
Moses, I can actually see Moses maybe, if the money was enough for Wilder, I could see maybe that fight.
Wilder's not going anywhere near Moses. There's no point. There is no point. Moses is just stylistically, Moses is too quick. Like foot movement wise, Wilder would be stuck in mud. He wouldn't know what to do, just because Moses' twitch movement, he's in and out. He's very, everything is very quick. And Wilder would be, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for Wilder to do that to himself.
No, I'm not saying it makes sense, but I can see it. I can see it for the name. If Frank could put enough money on the table.
Well, Moses is mandatory or slated to fight the winner of Dubois versus Wardley. But
Moses, so. Mate, while I remember this, right, and for our viewers, Eric will back me up here. I think Moses is going to get the Gassiev fight, and we said this. Do you remember when I was driving to work?
Yes.
Murat Gassiev, apparently, his promoter. I don't know his Eastern European bloke. He's screaming for that fight now. I think it's a good little fight that for Moses.
I think Moses is out in the summer, right? I think he's out.
Yeah.
He's out again in the summer, which that may be his next fight. That may be his next fight. And I like it for Moses. You know, at this point of the wins he's coming off, that is a nice. It's not. I say it's a step forward, more so a step sideways, where Gassiev, Franklin, similar sort of thing. It's not a massive step forward, but it's a step sideward where he might get a tougher test than Franklin with Gassiev. Gassiev might be a little bit tougher than Franklin. Might take him a bit more rounds. I really do like that fight. Like the boss Trey says here, it makes sense. It does make sense. We was talking about that. CJ, we do know a little bit about boxing sometimes.
Sometimes, mate. My predictions are shite. Yours are usually bang on, but hello Trey as well, mate. Nice to see you in the thing, man. All graciousness to you, pal, because without you, none of this is happening.
Yeah, baby steps. Yeah, the thing is with Moses is he's above British level. I seen him and Richard Riakporhe took a picture together. Richard Riakporhe said, "I knew it was a bad idea taking this picture." But yeah, I think Moses. I actually don't mind the Richard Riakporhe fight for a British title. To be quite honest with you, that fight would be really good. Richard Riakporhe coming off that very good win over TKV. Looked, I felt like Riakporhe. The only thing about that performance is I felt Riakporhe could have got him out there a bit earlier.
Yeah,
I felt like if he put his shots together, he could have got him out there a bit earlier. But that being said, he got him out of there anyway. But I actually wouldn't mind that fight. I generally would not mind that fight, Riakporhe versus Moses. But I do think Moses is looking over the British level at this point. There's better names, better fights for him. He's now worldwide. Sticking him in with international opponents is a good thing right now because he's got the name. You know what what we like to say, or build them, get everybody's fan base, do this, do that. Moses already has that at this point. Moses is a bit like AJ was, where the hype is really high and not a lot of people are down in it. You've got your few people who still has questions, rightfully so. But the majority of people are very excited about him. And British level fights, I don't think it really quenches the thirst of people who thinks Moses is the real deal.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. And do you know what? I
let's-
am believing more. Go on, sorry, mate.
No, I was just putting Trey's thingy up. Go on.
I am believing it more. Like you say, at least the Gassiev one. It's not the fights. It's definitely in the right direction. It's more of what it'll get your balls tingling more than it will the Franklin fight, because Gassiev can punch, and it'll be tough. They're pushing for it to be obviously over there, because I think when he beat Pulev, it was for some WBO gold interim fucking something, wasn't it?
Yeah, something
So
like
he could potentially box over in Uzbeki fuck no stand for it. You know what I mean? In middle of which again would be a massive test for him.
Listen, Moses is not fighting anywhere that isn't where Moses is the A side right now. In the heavyweight division, prospect wise, Moses has Turkey behind him. He has Turkey. Yeah. He's a Ring Magazine ambassador. So most of his fights will be on Ring Magazine cards. Let's not forget that. And the Frank and Gassiev isn't a name. It is a good fighter, but Gassiev doesn't determine any sort of money that would get Moses out of fighting in the US, the UK, or Saudi Arabia. There isn't. I don't think there's that sort of money that Gassiev brings, where Moses will say, "Oh, you know what? It's worth it for the WBO." I don't think it happens. I think Gassiev being on a ring card versus Moses is more than likely.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I hope it happens, mate. I really do.
Yeah, I like that fight.
We're an hour on, man.
Here we are. We're bang on tonight. 1 hour, 2 minutes tonight. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks to Leighton Campbell for the interview. 26-year-old heavyweight. His next fight is May the 29th. Was that right? 29th of May.
I think that's what I said.
At Barnsley Metrodome. We will be posting on our Facebook page the flyer for that, if anybody wants to get tickets and any information about that. But thanks for tuning in to another episode of Crossroads in Boxing with myself, Eric ERF, and my main man, CJ SP8. But we shall see y'all next week. We don't even know what we're doing. We might have all 4 of us. We might have 3 of us. We might have 2 of us. We might even have another interview. But but what will happen is we will be back. I think we're talking about maybe moving to a Monday, aren't we, CJ?
I think so, mate.
Trying to do it early, so we've got a lot of basically the cards on our mind and stuff like that. It's a little bit fresher where we want to give our opinions. But we shall see. We shall see. We'll probably try a Monday, maybe next week. But we will let you know. We'll post on our Facebook and stuff like that. So please like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube pages, YouTube channel as well. Hit our Facebook. Add us on Facebook. The Prediction League will be back soon once Ricky is sorted work stuff out, and that Prediction League will be back. But at the moment, it's just the shows for now. But we shall see y'all next week, maybe Monday, maybe Thursday.
Yeah.
But that's it from us. I'm out. Peace.
Four lads talking straight, from the yard to the gym to the gate. Yorkshire hearts, yeah. We say what we see. Crossroads boxing, where the fighters meet. Eric ERF in the van, gloves laced tight, graft on his hands, ready for the fight. DJ Spade on the pass, throwing jabs and hooks. building up plans with that fighter's look. Ricky hand off the tracks, footwork on point. Back from the night shift in the ring, he'll join. Dan Thomas with the keys, unlocking the ring, ready to twist. Let the bell start to ring. Crossroads boxing, no time for fiction. Yorkshire grit in every direction.